Alright, let's get into it. So here we got from Hot Toys, the G.I. Joe Retaliation Snake Eyes. Figure I was looking more forward to when I saw the pictures of Storm Shadow, because I thought Storm Shadow was phenomenal looking. But you know, this figure I really had to get it just to counter Storm Shadow. I gotta have somebody you can go against. But the box, I think, came out really sharp. I mean, that is clean. I do like the way it looks. You can see the figure right there. Nice mountains in the background. Not sure what that logo is right there, so don't get angry at me. But it looks cool. It looks really cool, really clean. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that's like a Snake Eyes kind of logo. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Then you can just slip the little box off, and here you got the figure right there in this nice little window. Nothing too fancy. Got the old American stripes there. That's cool. That's real cool. And on the back, you see a nice little stylized photo of Snake Eyes. Really, really sharp. You see all the people who's worked on it. I mean, I like seeing that. I mean, give the guys some credit. You know, that's really what's up. You don't see that too many times with companies. Alright, so here we got Snake Eyes, and it looks really, really badass. I'm so happy I did not pass on this. Like it way better now that I got it in hand. I mean, really, really cool design. Let's take a look at all his workings here. Got a nice like hard plastic for the armor here, which is really cool. It's a lot better design than I think than the first movie one. The first movie one was, you know, it was cool until it got to the mask. I didn't like the way the mask had the, you know, the mouth. This one has kind of a mesh material, you know, or design. Look, oop, falls back. But this one is really cool looking. The visor came out nice and shiny. See the head sculpt. I mean, not too much to the head sculpt at all. You know, it's just a mask. But all the little details here and there is really good. You see the belt buckles here and stuff. Very, very nice. Got a holster for his gun there. Another one for the knives, which I'll get in all the accessories later on. I mean, all that work. Very, very nice. All this stuff you can move around. Detail on his hands. You can see the wrinkles in there. Very, very nice. Cargo pants. I believe that's what they are. It's got a bunch of places for like pockets and stuff. They don't actually open up and have pockets, but it's just the effect. I mean, look at the back. Goes this sheath, which I'll show the sword off later. I mean, all of this stuff on him is just really, really dope. You see the zipper on the pant. Now the zipper actually works. I don't want to pull it up all the way, you know, too far. I don't want to risk damaging it, but they do actually zip up and down. So that's really dope. Take a look at the shoes. Oh, very, very nice kicks. Look at that tread. Awesome, awesome work. Yeah, as soon as I got this figure out of the box, I was really falling for it. This thing is so smooth. And just look at all that little detail here and there. So here goes Snake Eyes' accessories and interchangeable hands. He has sword holding hands. See the nice grip for it. Like I said, good detail on them all the way around. Very nice. Trigger finger hands. And it has a good grip on the gun too, which I'll show that later on. Now these hands, this one, it's a slightly open, almost extended hand. That's probably used for gripping the end of the gun if you wish, or maybe the effect of him holding the sword, because he's got these ones which are fully extended hands. So, you know, just all kinds of different display options. These are more of the super relaxed look, so you can have him by his side. And here goes his swords. I believe they're katanas, but the detail on them is just super nice. And these swords came out really cool. You can see the logo of his clan on there. Nice. I believe it's die-cast metal too. Blade. Very, very dope. They're not sharp or anything like that. No super point on them. I like my Predator figure. And here goes the black sword. Now I don't know. I don't think I seen this one in the movie, but they had it on there. Got a nice wood handle. Still a nice sword. And then he's got a couple of daggers here. Now these aren't die-cast metal, they're a plastic, which would have been cool if they would have added them, you know, as die-cast, but what are you gonna do? Still a nice look nonetheless. Nice, nice, nice. Then he's got a couple of guns. Goes a little submachine gun. It's got a light on there. Doesn't actually work. You see the scope. This is dope. That kicks out. It's got a suppressor on there, which I don't think you could remove. I've tried, but don't really want to anymore. I want to break it. And this thing actually extends out. So it's very nice gun. The clip I don't think is removable. I tried a couple times, it just wouldn't budge, so you know, never want to force anything. And he's got a handgun, which is really, really cool. And I think the handgun came out super, super nice. Forgive me, I don't know the type of gun this is. The hammer, you can cock it back, which is super dope. I actually really like that. It's got the, I don't know what's called back here, but it's got articulation back there. And the clip can actually come out. It's kind of difficult. You gotta have some nails to get in here. Do that, bam. You see the one bullet in there? I mean, that's really, really nice to be able to do that. Pop it back. Cocks back. Ready to go. And I was wrong. You can take out the clip in here. Just like that. I mean, that is cool. I really like that kind of option, be able to do that. I mean, you can display them probably holding this and getting ready to load up. I mean, that's dope right there. Very, very nice. Alright, let's get into some articulation. Now, of course, with Hot Toys, because of the fabric, some things are restricted. So you got to know that going in. You know, with Hot Toys, you just got to understand that you're not going to get total the amount of articulation you would want. But Snake Eyes has some really good range. Now, his head is on a ball joint, so it can look up pretty good. And then it's got a separate neck joint, which you can extend more to get a little more range. You can look down pretty good. Side to side, really good. It's got the bobblehead. I mean, even the neck moves along with that, so you can get it to pivot and then that. Now, the shoulder pads here are articulated themselves, so they can go either way out, up and down. So that just helps you with the shoulder articulation even more. You can move up about that far there. Go out, like I said, just move the shoulder out of the way. You can get some good range. And so his arm can go about yay high. Same with the other side. Just got to manipulate the figure in order to get all that stuff. If you pull this back, you get the arm about to go yay high. So just because the fabric kind of restricts it in a way. It's got a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. so he can actually touch his face, which is always nice if you can have a figure that is able to touch his own face. You know, that way you can get that range of motions. This is a true body type. Like I said, this is my first true body type Hot Toys figure, so I don't know truly what to expect with it, but the articulation is pretty good with it. It's got wrist rotation in and out. It's got an ab crunch, which is not the best in the world. It's, like I said, restricted because of the fabric, but you can still get some good range. It's got a waist swivel. Now, legs are probably the most hindered on this figure, just because of the pants. Can move out about yay high. Can go out about that high, because you don't want to go any further than that, or else you risk ripping it. I try to bunch up the pants as much as I can, just to get a little bit more leg extension, but you're not going to get too much because of the pants. He's got a double jointed knee, which is really nice. Now, the ankles are a little weak. You can feel it. It's right here where all the ankle movement is. You can see the shin moves right about there. Go down about that far, up about that high. It's got a very light ankle pivot. Like I said, everything's done right there. So at times he can be a little difficult to stand, but it's not too bad. He stands up pretty good on his own, but you still want to use the stand they come with. It's a very nice stand, actually. I dig it. Now, like I said, he has this wrist rotation. Okay, now the hands are removable, of course. Now here's my kind of gripe with this figure, is the fact that these hands pop out relatively easy. Now, that's not a terrible thing, just because I have one of the Hot Toys, the Predator, which the hands, man, you got to really fight to get those things out. So this thing, when you're posing them, you know, the thing pops out, you know, relatively easy. So in a way that's good, in a way that it's bad. You know, you don't want to, every time you try to pose the figure, you know, hands keep popping out, but yet you don't want to fight with the the figure. Besides that, you know, the weak ankles is another one of my gripes, but other than that, I think this figure came out remarkably well. So let's add some stuff on him real quick. You can see we got Snake Eyes holding the submachine gun here pretty well. See this little thing pops out, rests nicely on the bicep. That adds stability when he's firing. He's got the one hand holding on to it, and then holds the gun perfectly with his trigger finger. You see it's in between where the trigger is right there. It's very nice. It gives you a more realistic look for somebody holding a gun like this. And even like that when he's head on at you. Like I said, you can manipulate it, do all sorts of good things with this figure. So posability factor is really fun. Then now you can see we got the gripping hand, so where he holds down the extra holder, I believe. I don't know what this term is called for it, but you can see he holds it more of a dynamic look now, and you can really start just firing away. Even though Snake Eyes is truly like a one-handed shooter, I mean, it just gives you that extra option to do. Still looks really nice with the gun in his hand. And Snake Eyes just looks good with the sword in his hand. I mean, that's how I'd always pose him, with the sword in his hand. Maybe a sword and a gun, you never know. It just looks incredible. Very, very impressed with this figure. Like I said, I'm so happy I got it. I finally talked myself into getting it just because of the Storm Shadow, but this thing is just really, really dope. There is the Sideshow G.I. Joe Snake Eyes, which actually has more accessories than this one, but I do think this one's the better out of the two, just from the reviews I've seen. Very, very nicely done, both of them. About the same price range for both of them. Around 200 shipped is about right or so, you know, so very cheap for a Hot Toys price from what I've seen. I mean, a lot of these ones can go for $250 to $300. So this one is a very, very lovely figure. I'm absolutely in awe over it. I forgot to say one quick thing. Now, with these daggers, I found out that I think they're just for display, because they do not fit in the hands at all. They just slide right out. So I just think that they're mainly for display options, especially you can see right there in this holster, and of course the handgun as well. So very, very cool figure. Definitely pick